Everything in life, everything that's growing, that's green, all the animals. This water is a source for their existence.
This was a fantastic documentary. It's got such an important message, and I really liked how it includes these different people who are all fighting for the same cause, and there's a variety of reasons to protect water in this community, things that I didn't think about, like the risk of fires because of the types of plants that were encroaching, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one. The photography was absolutely beautiful here, and I really appreciated the bright and upbeat tone of this piece. A lot of environmental films that focus on an issue can be bleak and gloomy, rightfully so, but this has all these stunning, really bright, vivid shots of nature, and I think that worked really well to strengthen the message. Overall, it was produced really well, and they did a great job of bringing awareness to a really important issue.
Without Water is such an important film, and it just saddens me watching all of these things where we know that nature is so important. We know that sustainability and protecting our wildlife, protecting our water, protecting our environment is so crucial. And yet, government are passing laws and bills and all of these things quietly in this case, where they're trying to eradicate important sources of water. And we can see how much value it brings to the community and for people coming in from LA. What I really loved about this documentary was, well, one, the cinematography was stunning, but also the editing. It was done very intentionally. I liked when they were showing, like a time lapse, and then it would go in reverse because we literally are going in reverse. There was one shot where you saw the just barren dry land, and then on top you saw the lush green grass that was there before, and we slowly get to see. Oh, it was just a really beautiful, beautiful shot and so impactful. And I thought that the editing and the camera work played a really big role in showing just how drastic the difference can be when you are interrupting nature and wildlife. And just, how big the impact is on the environment, on all of the life that depends on it. So I thought this was an extremely well done piece, very creatively done, and I really hope that it gets in front of people who can make the changes to protect these waters.
Without Water was a nice documentary short. It was about irrigation in one of the Los Angeles counties, and it covered like all the aspects of people that are affected by it, from people on the ground to social workers to government people, everyone that works in the LA County. And now there really wasn't enough pushback or enough initiative from lawmakers to do something about the irrigation because of the rising sea levels and the precious life ecosystems that's around the beaches and specifically the areas of irrigation in the LA County. So Without Water was a nice documentary short. It was kind of your standard bring awareness type documentary, interviews with people, a lot of landscape photography and different locales, but overall it was good.
I really appreciated you making this documentary about such an urgent subject and such a subject that, has flown under a lot of people's radars. I live in LA and I had no idea about this. I loved how you connected LA and the cities along the river that made us, feel not so far away, and also like that the water here, then comes and is coming through our faucets in LA, sort of just, that reinforcing this idea that it's all one world. I also thought your interview subjects were really passionate and therefore made me care a lot and want to learn more about what I can do to stop the LAWDP.
I just finished watching Without Water. The cinematic shots on this were absolutely incredible, and the music that they chose underneath it just fit it beautifully. It was perfect. It really was. The message of this film is also incredibly important. about what's happening in this region and what the LADWP is trying to do, which, yeah, they're right. It doesn't make any sense what the DWP is trying to do. It doesn't make any sense at all. So the valid points that they were bringing up and the way that they presented everything, it just made so much sense. It was so well done. All of the interviews, everything that everybody had to say was so important. And I found myself very engaged in listening to what was happening. It's kind of a shame that the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power did not want to comment on the film, because I would have loved to have heard what they had to say. But the filmmakers, these guys did a sensational job. They got their message across loud and clear, and good for them, because this film definitely needed to be made.
Without Water has beautiful footage in it and very informative guests that are knowledgeable about water conservation. I didn't know it was an issue dating back over 100 years. And history is about to repeat. I don't live in the Los Angeles area, so it's information I knew nothing about. It was interesting how the film didn't stick to one side, but showed multiple people from all walks of life are invested in conserving the water supply in order to provide more and keep the water flowing. Keeping natural water supplies flowing.
I really enjoyed Without Water. I think you did a great job of presenting this issue, and fully explaining why, loss of water is an issue, besides, just not having it in abundance, not being able to drink it, but also, the plants and fires and other extraneous events where water is absolutely necessary. And you laid it all out there in a way that exemplifies the importance of this issue, but isn't doomsday, like super sad and depressing, and like there is no hope. Like, you presented this in a way where the audience watching it, when they get that call to action at the end, they truly believe that they can do something. And a lot of times with environmental documentaries, that's not always the case. So I do appreciate that. The information is presented in a really clear and concise way and made it easy to understand. And I feel like I could show it to, a younger individual, and they would also be able to digest it as well. So overall, great production value, great message, great tone of the piece overall, and just very, very well done.